So many of you this year are focused on losing 50 pounds, while others may only be focused on losing 30 pounds. And I know there's a lot of you who are definitely focused on losing only 10 pounds. Today, we are gonna go over why it may be a good idea to stop focusing on this targeted number that you have created in your head. Now, this right here may look like a normal roll of toilet paper to most of you, but I want you to imagine that this right here is your targeted amount of weight that you want to lose, regardless if it is 50 pounds, 30 pounds, or 10 pounds. That is what this represents. Now, when most people enter into a fat loss phase, regardless if you have hired a fitness coach or maybe you have found some good information online and you are taking matters into your own hands, a lot of people, they start off feeling extremely motivated. Maybe in the first couple of days, they start to see the progress that they are looking for. Each sheet here represents a little bit of weight lost. So you may see a little bit of a fat loss phase after day 1. Maybe after day 2, you see more weight loss occur. And as more time continues to pass by, more fat loss continues to accrue. But after maybe a week or 2 here, you take a look at your overall goal. Doesn't look like you've made a whole heck of a lot of progress, right? Not a lot of change has occurred. And what do most people do when that happens? They tend to quit. They say, you know what? This isn't working. Looking at my progress here, doesn't look like there's a whole heck of a lot of change. Maybe what I am doing isn't working. I'm gonna quit or try something else, or maybe I will try again in the future. And the reason why that's not a good mentality is because people are paying attention to the wrong pile. They're paying attention to this one daunting goal of needing to lose 50 pounds, 30 pounds, 10 pounds, instead of paying attention to the amount of progress that they are currently achieving. Instead of paying attention to this daunting overall goal that you've casted over yourself that often can feel like you aren't getting anywhere, I want you to pay attention to this pile right here, right? This pile right here. Not this guy, this guy. So how can we effectively do this? By celebrating 1 pound at a time. You know, when we have a goal of wanting to lose 50 pounds, 30 pounds, or 10 pounds, those are great goals. However, if it's the only thing you are focusing on, guaranteed you are going to develop a perceived lack of progress that ultimately causes most people to quit. You know, when you look at this roll of toilet paper, we don't see the changes. But just because we aren't actually seeing the changes, that doesn't mean that it is not getting smaller. We just can't notice it. But if we continue to show up each day, we continue to lose 1 pound at a time, eventually, to the naked eye, this roll of toilet paper is going to look a lot smaller. A lot of people's perceived lack of progress is what's holding them back. And it's because they're paying attention to celebrating one overall goal. Success is a series of small wins. And as soon as you start celebrating your smaller successes, that's what allows you to generate momentum. That's what allows you to see the progress that you're looking for. And that's ultimately what allows you to develop and evolve your goals. So instead of having one celebration when you finally lose the 50 pounds, 30 pounds, or 10 pounds, why not celebrate 50, 30, or 10 times by focusing on 1 pound at a time? Do you know how many people actually take the time to celebrate truly intrinsically and hone in on how amazing of an accomplishment it is to accomplish 1 pound? Not enough people do, but if we take that time to actually focus on celebrating our small wins, that is what's going to allow us to generate momentum so we keep going and we enjoy the process. I guarantee you are more likely to achieve that success that you are striving for by celebrating your small wins along the way. So quit letting your perceived lack of progress hold you back from accomplishing your goals. I get it. You want to see the results faster. I'll tell you a story here that you might be able to relate to. This is my own personal experience. It has nothing to do with fat loss, but the principles are the same here. Most of you probably know that I have been on a calisthenics journey for about 6 or 7 months here. And there's one movement that I was just struggling with. I couldn't do L-sits for the life of me. I just couldn't wrap my head around it. My body wasn't able to just figure it out. And I was frustratingly obsessed with learning this movement pattern. I could have got discouraged when I didn't see the results that I was looking for, but instead, I showed up each day, kept putting in the work, didn't see the progress I was looking for, but I kept putting in that work. Where one day, out of nowhere, it just clicked for me. I had liftoff. I was able to do the movement. I didn't do anything differently. I didn't change up my program. I didn't stop doing what I was doing. I simply just trusted not only in the process, but within my work. And finally, after enough time has passed, enough practice, my body just was able to figure it out. The adaptations occurred that I was looking for. And randomly, I was able to just do the movement pattern. If I allowed my perceived lack of progress to hold me back, I wouldn't have been able to accomplish that goal. And let me tell you this, the timeline of being able to do that really doesn't matter once I was able to actually accomplish the goal. I guarantee you that quitting is going to make the progress even slower. So keep showing up. It is not a waste of time, no matter how slow the progress may appear. And I'll leave you with this. If you're still not set on taking the time to celebrate 1 pound at a time, the perception of your success is directly related to the likelihood of your success. 1 pound at a time, friends.